Welcome to Learn Commerce PU online classes. Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.
Welcome to our first PU Computer Science online classes. In today's class, we are going to study some important concept that is from Introduction to C++. And we know that in last class we already completed some point about our Introduction to C++, that means who developed the C++, and in the early stage what's the name of the or what was the name of the C++, and later was such a C with the classes changed by or renamed by the scientist Rick Massetti to the C++, and plus is comes from the increment operator. And also we know that each version developed some new features. The examples of the new features are the overloading as well as the type checking here. And also we know that the full form of the ANSI ISO, that means the American National Standards, in this case Institute and International Standards Organization. It is a committee of the C++ was finally responsible for the standardizing the features of our C++. And also we know that the characteristics of the C++: object oriented programming, brevity, portability, and also we can say C compatibility, machine independent and flexibility, and the lastly we can say about our system software development. Okay, after completing some point in our introduction to C++, then in today's class we are going to study very important concept, because we know that without this concept it's not possible to start the program, to understand the program, or maybe any type of the problem we can't solve by using the program here. So first of all we need to study, it is the basic knowledge of the C++, introduction to C++. Okay, now the first point is the character set. Okay, now I am in the concept name is the character set. Now what about the character set? So we can say that the character set is a set of valid character. As we know that some of the characters are called as the valid here, the legal character. That means there is no problem to use such character in our program. So such character is called as the valid character, or maybe sometimes the character is called as the invalid character. That means it's not possible to use such character in the program. Now we are in the concept of character set. So we can say that the character set is a set of any valid character used in our C++ language. This include maybe the capital letter A to Z. Clear this point here? So we can say that what are the character we can call as the character set or the valid character of our C++ language here. So we can say that these include the capital letters A to Z and the small letters. Also say the digits, that is 0 to 9, that means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 9, 0 to 9 are called as the digits here. And also we can use some of the special symbols or the special characters are the caret, and we can say as the horizontal, and later one's complement, etherette, and later the preprocessor directive. In simple meaning we can say as the hash symbol, and the percentage, ampersand here, or maybe the multiplication, okay, the star otherwise simply, and later the parenthesis, question mark, plus, minus, multiplication, and later we can say about the divide sign, and the that means backslash in this case, and the flower bracket, opening of the flower bracket and closing of the flower bracket, and later next one the square bracket, opening and closing of the square bracket, and later next one less than, greater than, and maybe the double quote, single quote, and the colon. So many are there here, just only some or few example for the special symbols. So all these characters or all these symbols are called as the special symbols here. Not only we can say that in our character set, just only the capital A to Z, small a to Z, and digit 0 to 9. With that we need to use, or we can use the valid character in C++ as the special symbols and also the white spaces. So what are comes in case of the white spaces? So we can say about the blank space. If you are leaving some of the blank space, it also called as the valid characters in C++. Okay, kya? The character set in our C++, the blank space or maybe the horizontal tab. Okay, this type is called as the horizontal type here, and also the carriage return. So the carriage return spelling CARRIAGERETURN, carriage return. In simple meaning we can say on our keyboard one key is the enter key, only called as the carriage return. Clear this one kya? And such carriage return also called as the new line. Okay, the new line, and also we can form feed. So what about the form feed? The meaning of the form feed is called as that we are going to start from the new page. Maybe you want to start from the new page, that means we are using the backslash symbol, the F. So such F is called as the form feed, and the meaning of the form feed is called as we are going to start from the new page. Clear this point here? So this is some of the important character sets. So clear this point now? Okay, now we can say that however our C++ language is designed in such a way that it is capable of processing any type of the 6 ASCII characters. Clear this point here? Here not just only the 10 character are called as the character set or the valid character set of the C++. Totally how many characters are comes in case of our character set, that is called as the we are going to use in our C++ language. So we can say that totally the total character set or the valid character set are capable of processing any of the 256 ASCII characters. Okay, kya? The ASCII character as data or as the literals we can accept for as the data or as the literals. The literals only called as the variables. Clear this point here? Okay. Now the meaning of the ASCII. So I already said we know that the C++, correct? No, it is a language here, and such language is designed in such a way that it is capable of processing any type of the 256 ASCII characters as data or as the literals. So the full form of the ASCII, the American Standards Code for Information Interchange. Clear this point here? Again I want to repeat the full form. It's a very important short form. We can say that the American Standards Code for Information Interchange. So ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಮೇರಿಕನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಇಂಟರ್ಚೇಂಜ್ ಟೋಟಲಿ 256 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಆ 256 ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಯಾವುದು, ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ A to Z, small letter A to Z, digits 0 to 9, and some of the special symbol, and also it include the white spaces as that our horizontal tab, carriage return here, new line, and the form feed. So totally are called as the character set, and we know the meaning of the character set, a set of valid character, and such character totally going to use while going to construct the C++ programming language. So clear no about the meaning of the character set? Okay, now after completing the character set, the next thing about our token. Okay, TOKEN, the spelling of the token here. So we can say that such a token is also called as the lexical unit. Okay, the token, the other name of the token is called as the lexical unit here. So what about the token? What do you mean by a token here? So we can say that it is the smallest individual unit in a program. So whatever the variable we are going to use, maybe variable is the student. Okay, It is the name of the variable. That means just only to identify in the program we need to use some of the variable. So how we are going to identify? If we are using different variable name, very easily you can identify the variable name. So we can say that the meaning of the token or the lexical unit here, it is the smallest individual unit in a program or a lexical unit. That means such variable name or such unit we are going to use while going to construct our C++ programming language here. It is the smallest individual unit in a program here. And we know that the C++ totally has 6 tokens, but here we can say that in your textbook just only they added the 5 tokens only. So last token name we will get in our upcoming chapters. Clear this point? But here I want to tell the totally 6 tokens name here. So clear this point? So we can say that totally there are 6 tokens are there. So the name of the tokens are, first one is the keywords, okay, second one is the identifiers, third one called as the constant here, fourth one is the punctuators, such punctuators also called as the punctuations here, and later C++ operator, or simply we can say as the operators in this case, and last one is called as the variable. But in your textbook just only they added the 5. The 5 names are the, one is the keyword, second one is the identifiers, third one is the constant, such constant also called as the literals here, fourth one is the punctuators or the punctuations, and fifth one is the operators here, and sixth last one is the variable. Such variable explanation we will get in our next chapter. Clear this point? So in this chapter just only I want to complete the 5 token meaning only here. Okay, now we know that there are totally, or C++ has 5 tokens. The first token name is called as the keywords, correct? No, keywords. It's a very important question. All those whatever we are going to complete maybe in this class or maybe in our next class, everything is a very important. So listen it properly. So first of all, the keywords. So we can say that these are reserved words. What's the meaning of the reserved words? That means such word that contains some specific meaning in the context of our C++ programming language here. We are not using any type of word as a keyword here. Whatever the keyword is that, it is a reserved word, and such word contains some specific, the meaning of this specific is called as the special meaning in the computer, or special, it provides some of the special meaning to the word here in our C++ programming language. Or for one more question we can write the meaning of the keyword as the keyword is a predefined words. The meaning and PRE, okay, the PRE and defined words here. So we can say that what's the meaning of the predefined words here? The meaning is such word is already defined. It's not possible to change the meaning of the word here, or maybe any spelling of the word here. So we can say that such word is called as the keyword, and such word that gives special meaning to the compiler. As we know the meaning of the compiler is called as the software, and such a software is using to convert from source program to the object program. And we know the meaning of the source program, such program created by the user here, and whatever the program we created, such program going to convert into the machine language program, then only it possible to get the execution of the program here. So clear this point, the meaning of the keyword. So some example for the keyword are the int, float, double, long, auto, switch, or maybe the if else here, break. The keyword is a predefined word, PRE I am using, okay, I am not going to tell free. In this case should listen it properly, PRE here. So predefined word, the reserved word, and such word gives special meaning to our compiler. We know this, some of the example for the keyword are the auto, that means spelling AUTO. So like that only we need to use the break, okay, switch here, int, float, double, long. So all are comes, or all are the example of the keywords here. And later next one about our identifiers. The next point, after completing the meaning and also the example of the keyword. The next point is called as the identifiers. Okay, the second token that is called as the identifiers. So what about the identifier? So here we can say that these are refer to the name of the variables, correct? No, if you are giving name to the variable, very easily we can identify the variable from the program. If the program contains the same variable name, very difficult how we are going to identify the variable name, correct? No, kya? So how we are going to identify? Maybe you want to use 10 variables in the program. Okay, maybe you want to use 10 variable names in the program. Kya? That means sure we need to give different or separate name to each variable name. Kya? So we can say that the identifier, these refer to the name of the variable, the name of the arrays here, the meaning of the array, the collection of the objects. Clear this point here? The collection of the object, or also we can say that the function, the name of the functions here. So whatever is that, the array, function, each and everything also we will get in our next chapter only. So on that time only I want to explain the meaning of the arrays and the function. But here just only the for our identifier I want to say here, these refer to the name of the variables. That means we need to provide some name to the variables in the program just to identify the variable properly here. And these are user defined names. So what about the user defined names? The meaning of the user defined name is the name defined by the user. That means the name created or given by the user to the variable. So any type of name we can use. Okay, kya? The student, mark 1, each and everything, any type of name we can define to the variable. So these are user defined name here. But also we can say that some important note is that in case of the identifier, an identifier can be made up of letters. So while going to create the identifier, what are the variables or how we are going to create or how we are going to made up such identifier. So an identifier may be or can be made up of letters here, and also we can use the digits in this case, and also we can use the underscore. Clear this point here? So like that, by using all those we can use the or we can create or we can made up the identifiers here. That means the identifier can be made up of letters, digits and the underscore. But also very important thing about here, an identifier may start with either the letters and the underscore only. Clear this point here? So ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬಹುದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, ಡಿಜಿಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು, ಆಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ದಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಅನ್ನು ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ನೇಮ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಆದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ನೋಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ಆನ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಮೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಐದರ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು? ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ಸ್. ದಟ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಬೈ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್, that is called as the letters, and also just by using the underscore. Clear this point here? The underscore. Okay, now we can say that little bit some confusion. Why? Because first I said identifier can be made up of letter, digits, underscore. Correct? No? ಅದರ ನಂತರ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಮುಂಚೆ ಆಗ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ನಾವು ಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದಿ ಇನ್ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್. ಸೊ ದಿ ಸಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ or we can say the example of valid identifiers in our C++ are student, or maybe capital letter student, or maybe the mark 1, or maybe the underscore total, or maybe we can say that total underscore score. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಆಲ್ ಆರ್ ದಿ ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲನ್ನು ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ನಾನು ಯಾವುದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಮೇ ಬಿ ದಿ ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋಕಿಯಾ? ಸೊ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್, ಕ್ಯಾಪಿಟಲ್ ಲೆಟರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್, ನೋ ಎನಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. or we can say student 1, it is also the valid identifier. ಮಾರ್ಕ್ 1 ಅದೇ ನೀವು 1 ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಇನ್ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ and maybe the mark 1 it's a valid identifier underscore total here and later total underscore score. Okay, so this one is about our valid identifiers here. Now let's some of the example of the invalid identifier in our C++ are. So we can say that 34 data, why it is called as the invalid identifier. So here we can say that means start with a digit. ಅದೇ ನಾವು ಡಾಟಾ 34 ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಅದು ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. 34 ಡಾಟಾ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ invalid identifier. I already said here the identifier may start with either alphabets or the underscore. Correct no here? But this example start with the digit here. So data 34 is the valid identifier, but it's a 34 data it called as the invalid identifier. Why it is called as invalid identifier? Because start with a digit here. And also we can say that maybe you want to write here register hyphen number. It is also called as the invalid identifier because contains a special character and special character is called as the hyphen. ಅದೇ hyphen ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನೀವು ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಆಗ ಅದು ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ದಿ hyphen instead of the underscore, that means it is called as the invalid identifier. Maybe next thing about over, if you are using public or maybe if you are using int, so all are called as the keywords. Okay here, that means the keyword is a reserved word or predefined word that gives special meaning to the compiler. So all are called, that means in case of the to write the name of the variable it not possible to use the keyword. Okay here, so example public, int, float or maybe the double, long here, struct, break, switch. So all are the example for the keyword. Now clear this point now, which is called as the valid identifier, which is called as the invalid identifier. And why it is called as the invalid? We know that an identifier may start with either alphabet or the underscore. So ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುವ ಮುಂಚೆ ನೀವು ಆಲ್ಫಾಬೆಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಹೆಸರು ಅದನ್ನು ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈಯರ್ ಹೆಸರನ್ನು ಡಿಜಿಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇನ್ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಓಕೆ, ವಿತ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಕೋರಿನ ಬದಲಿಗೆ ಹೈಫನ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು invalid identifier. And with that we can say that if you are using any keyword, okay kya, the example of the keyword predefined word, it is also called as the invalid identifiers. Okay, now after completing the valid and invalid identifiers here, now some of the rules to be followed while creating and naming the identifiers. So what are the rules we need to follow while creating or naming the identifiers? So here we can say that the first character must be an alphabet. As we know that about this one, whatever the identifier we are going to start, we are going to create, it must start with an alphabet, correct no? And which can be followed by either uppercase or maybe which can be followed by either lowercase and also which can be followed by either underscore. Clear this point here? So that means while going to create the identifier, should remember it. The first point is the first character must be an alphabet, correct no? The first character of an identifier, it should start by using the alphabet here, that is the A to Z here, or maybe we can use the small letter A to Z, and also we can start any identifier name by using the underscore. All are called as the valid identifiers. And the second point we can say that about the C++ treats the uppercase character and lowercase character differently. So one example, the capital letter sum. Okay, so everything I used by using the alphabet letter uppercase letter only, SUM. Okay, so the capital letter sum is not equal, is not the same as the small letter sum. Clear this point here? So we can say that the capital letter sum, it contains some different meaning, and small letter sum, it contains some different meaning. You should remember it, how you are going to declare the variable name from start to end of the program. You need to use the same variable name. If you are declaring in capital letter, should use in capital letter only. If such variable going to declare by using this small letter, that means you should use the small letter only. The compiler can't identify whether which type of sum it's the. So it's better to use the same sum, maybe in capital or maybe in this small letter. So second point, we can say that the C++, okay, in this case here, the C++ treat the uppercase character and lowercase character differently. One example, capital sum is not equal or same as the small sum. On the other example, we can say that the capital data, okay, the capital data is not the same as the small letter data. Why? Because both contain some different kind of the meaning here. So this is the second point, should remember it while going to create or name the identifiers. And the third point, we can say that here, in case of the identifiers, no special character or symbol is allowed except the underscore. Clear this one? So yaudella special character namge gottide, special character alli idella characters bartade, but yaudu ondu character just now use ಮಾಡಬಹುದು while going to create the identifier. The character name is called as the underscore only. Clear this point here? Maybe if you are using total question score, it is invalid identifier, but in case you are using total underscore here or score, correct no here, underscore score, that means it is called as the valid identifier. So the third point, we can say that no special character is allowed. It's not possible to use, many special characters are there, but also it's not possible to use all those special character except the underscore. So one example we can say as the total underscore score. Okay, so this is called as the example of the valid identifiers here. And later next one, the fourth one, the identifier should be reasonable length. ನಮಗೆ ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಹೆಸರು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಉದ್ದವಾಗಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೋ? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಬೆಟರ್ ಟು ಯೂಸ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ದಿ 3 letters identifier name, maybe the 4 letters or 5 letters identifier name here. But in case if you are going to create maybe 10 letters name, correct no, as a identifier name, maybe if you are using 20 letters as a identifier name, it very difficult when you are going to use. Maybe if in case you want to use one time, okay, there is no any problem, but maybe in case you want to use again and again the same name in the program as an identifier name, it very difficult, correct no? So the fourth point, we can say that the identifier should be reasonable length. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು minimum length ನಾವು ಕೊಡಲೇಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ, correct no? So this is the fourth point. And the last point of the identifier, we can say that the keyword that is called as the reserved word or the predefined word should not be used as the identifiers. So identifier ಹೆಸರು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ವೇರಿಯೇಬಲ್ ಗೆ ಹೆಸರು ಕೊಡುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಡ್ ಅನ್ನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಆ ವರ್ಡಿನ ಹೆಸರು we can say as the keyword, predefined word or the reserved word should not be used as the identifier. Examples like our auto, int, float, or maybe the if else here, switch, break here, or maybe the else in this case here. So all are example of the keyword. Clear this one? We know that the meaning of the keyword, predefined word, and such word giving some special meaning to the software here. So all are very important question about the rules to be followed while creating or naming the identifier. So first of all, whatever the identifier you are going to start should use the capital letter, small letter, or the underscore here. And we know that capital that is not equal to this small letter, correct no? That means the capital sum, it contains some different meaning, and small contains some different kind of the meaning as the identifier. And later, so one special symbol just only going to use, the name of this special symbol is called as the underscore. And we know that the identifier should be reasonable length. And lastly, we can say that the word, the name of the word is the keyword or the predefined word or reserved word. It not not possible to use as the identifier. So all are important point in case of the introduction to C++. Thank you.
Don't forget to like our video and subscribe our YouTube channel for all the updates.